Hello, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I almost forgot to wear my headset. What I'd like to do tonight is share with you a very insightful, very helpful, um, a very important, discussion I had with a friend. His name is Kit Conhares. We did it live on Facebook, and I'd like to show the video in its entirety for my YouTube community. Here's the interview. Uh,
Anytime.
okay,
All right.
hello, good
Hello.
evening, friends. Thank you so much for viewing with us tonight. And this is a very special occasion, especially for me because I'll be talking tonight with a very special friend. His name is Kit Guerrero. Yes, but
Hello.
yeah.
Hello.
Oh, greet. Yes, yes. Greet our viewers, Kit.
Hello, everyone. I'm here for you tonight. I pray that we will all benefit from additional knowledge, information about investments, and even about scams.
Yes. All right. So, but before we go into the discussion, okay, we'd like to show you a video to introduce our discussion for tonight. Okay. So this is our video. Right. Hello, friends. I hope you enjoyed that video. Okay. Yes. So, as I mentioned earlier, our guest is for tonight is Kit Guerrero. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, correct. And Kit is um, something special I know about Kit, okay, is that Kit is a he's an he's an local online investor. Okay. Maybe this term is relatively new for many Filipinos, okay, because most of the time when we think of investing, it's high tech, it's you have to have a broker,
Yes.
but in this case, Kit has been doing it by himself, doing this investing by himself, and he's doing it online.
Mhm.
Yes. Kit, can you please tell us more about your activities about online investing?
Yeah. Thank you, Rom. Online investing only became possible when internet connections became easier and easier. So in 2006, I was also skeptical, like many. I joined an online broker. I will not say which one because there are several. There's COL, there's Cordfield Stocks, etc. But in 2006, that's many years ago,
Mm,
that was a novelty. So I was wondering, is this a scam? All right. Because my father had already been investing in stocks in the 1990s using by call. It used to be by call before you place your orders that way, and it's not that easy. But when I joined in 2006, it was online. I made a trade, and because I studied stocks, whether it's technical trading or value investing, basically two kinds. Um, I knew how to get in at the right time and hopefully get out also at the right time. So after just 6 or 7 weeks, my money increased quite tremendously. Supposed to be um, if you get an increase in your stock investment of 10% or 12% per annum, that's quite good already. But in my very first try, I gained 50% in 7 weeks. So I said I must be doing something correct. Okay. And then because I still thought at that time, 2006, remember, this may be a scam. So I went to my broker. I said I want to encash my money. They gave me a check. I brought the check to BDO, and it became money. So I knew as early as 2006, online brokers in the Philippines, they are not scams, and their offices are even in the Philippine Stock Exchange. That's why you cannot be scammed that way.
mhm. Kit, to be frank with you, I also started to do this thing. I have an account
Mhm.
with COL or Call Financial.
Yes.
I attended
Mhm.
their seminars.
Yes.
I tried to invest the minimum. The minimum I think
Yes.
it's 5,000 or
Yes. Yes.
that's five.
5,000
So
pesos.
I
Before it was much higher.
yes. But then after that, I don't know what to do next.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I am afraid to touch it. I'm afraid what to do. I get too confused with all those technical things about how do I overcome those that fear.
Okay, that's a good question, Rom. Actually, it is a legitimate question because I also attended many years ago. So their half day seminars, etc.
Mm,
And I can see how it confuses many of those who attending. My advantage was, well, I'm a techie. I do a lot of research. I already knew what he was talking about even as he was beginning, and I could see that because they make it too technical for the newbie, they are not able to enter in with confidence. So over the years, I practiced teaching small group tutorials on stocks, etc. And I simplify it so that it's easy for a beginner to get going in their stock investments.
mhm. You know, my first daughter actually opened an account. It was a surprise, but what she did was to let somebody do the trading,
Mhm.
do the do the investing.
All right.
Unfortunately, um, she was uh, she was hit. That friend didn't pull through
Okay.
with the expectation of helping her.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
Yes. Mm,
I've heard also many stories like this, not just on stocks. Another area of investment, actually, if you are good at it, you can earn good money, is forex or foreign exchange investing,
Mhm.
also online. And I thank God I had the opportunity to be trained in it, not 2 weeks, not 3 weeks, but an entire 12 months.
Mhm.
um, um, a Filipino American was starting a business here, and he trained us for 12 months. So I
Mhm.
know the potential and even the good returns you can get in forex. But at the same time, look, let me warn you: forex investing is even more dangerous if you're a newbie than stocks. So don't get into it quickly, with especially with big money. Start small, always
Mhm.
start small, always start simple, keep asking questions, keep learning.
Yes. Oh, thank you for that information. Yes. Kit, all these opportunities are all around us.
Yes,
All around us. It's there for us. It's there for the taking.
yes, actually, yes.
Yes. But how come? How come um, Filipinos are still prone to investment scams?
Yeah, okay.
Why?
Let, all right, let me give a background there.
Mm,
Filipinos are way behind when it comes to investing,
mhm,
whether it's on stocks, whether it's on real estate, whether it's in forex. Uh, American stock investors, I think up to 55% of the entire citizenry of the US are involved in stocks. And in Japan, it's much higher, even 85%, I think. But in the Philippines, it's only 2% up to now.
mhm.
Only 2%
2%.
invest in stocks. So we are way behind. But on the other hand, if you start now and you start in a good footing, you are still one of the pioneers. You can still be the first original 5% of the Filipinos investing in stocks. So to learn it, whether slowly or quickly, but you have to learn the basics in order for you not to be scammed, whether it's stocks, whether it's forex, and of course, since that is the introduction of our topic, there are several ways to sense if you are being scammed. Usually, they will start with guaranteed high returns, uh, low or no risk. You know, when it comes to money, there is always risk. So the moment they say no risk, stay away, run. In money, in any investment, even the multi-billionaires, even Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, they know anytime they put their positions on stocks or in their new companies out there, the moment they do that, they are already at risk. But because of their experience, the risks are much lower. How much more us if we're beginning? We put in big money immediately. That's very dangerous. So be careful with your money. It's hard earned money. So don't believe no risk or low risk. And usually they have these scammers have they hard hitting. They want to push you to get your foot in. And then when they get your foot in, initial 2,500, initial 5,000, and then they give you added incentives to bring in more. I heard a friend of mine in church. I heard that they were going to be given 200,000 benefit over a 1 year period. They only need to open an account with their 25,000. And I said, no, they will get your 25,000 and then they will disappear.
Yes. And I often hear you tell me about the the four the four
Yes.
legitimate, yeah, assets that we should pay attention
Yeah.
to. Yes. Could you tell us more about these four legitimate assets?
Yes. According to Robert Kiyosaki, and he's a famous concerning investments, there are four asset classes. The first one is real estate. And within real estate, there are several categories, whether it's condominiums, whether it's a farm, whether it's house and lot. The second one is commodities. Um, I prefer calling commodities treasures because commodities may be a bit confusing, especially to the newbie. I need to invest in commodities. Not necessarily. Commodities can include, for example, you have an antique table. That's a commodity. You have an old paintings. That's a commodity. You have a barn full of rice or palay. That's a commodity. So commodities are any assets that are whether by their age or whether by their intrinsic value. For example, jewelry. These are part of commodities. That's the second asset class. The third one we call financial instruments or paper instruments. We call it paper because you don't really see your money, you don't really see land, you don't see anything tangible, but it's on paper. For example, term deposit or time deposit, that's a paper asset. For example, a bank, a BPI, BDO, etc. They say, okay, for your time deposit of so much 100,000 pesos, they will give you 3 or 4% per annum. That's although that's small, still that's some sort of investment. Actually, insurance is a good paper investment. Why? Let me tell you about my mother. Many years ago, she joined it's called a broken bones insurance. She was already old. Broken bone. She was only paying 350 pesos per month, and then you're insured for around 250,000 or 300,000 pesos. You know, the following week, after she signed that insurance, she had an accident and she broke part of her shoulder, and the insurance company paid the entire 30,000 plus that she needed to pay the hospital. That's why insurance is actually a part of a good paper investment. Okay, and then of course, inclusive within financial instruments are stocks, forex, and even Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the third. And then finally, the fourth one is business. Business is one of the major investments you can come into, but unfortunately, it takes a lot of effort and even a lot of time for us when we do get into that.
And how do we relate these four legitimate assets, this knowledge, these four legitimate assets, into scam proofing?
Yes.
Scam proofing ourselves.
Okay. As I was beginning to say, usually they come in, these scammers, they come in without any connection from any of your friends. They come in through your email. Then they give complicated explanations about how you will make money through gold or through foreign exchange, or and then they give you sketchy details. They don't when you ask questions, they keep turning you around and around, and then of course they try to hook you with high promises, low risk, high gain, and within 6 months you regain your investment will be returned, ROI. But actually, just two major indicators run away from this. When you get this, when even if it's a friend, actually I was even our friends, even in religious organizations, friends come to you and they say they've experienced some good returns. It may be initially those pyramiding scams. Usually, you do earn some good returns in the first 2, 3, even 5 months, and then until you have given a much bigger amount of your money, and then you cannot find them anymore. But with these two indicators, run away the moment these scammers or these supposed investment systems present you with these two indicators. Number one is if they say that they will give you a monthly return. You know, giant corporations, Ayala, Jollibee, even Robinson, etc. They may give you dividends once a year, at most twice a year. And you know how much they will give you? They will only give you 2%, at most 5% dividend for an entire year. And if you get a 10% dividend, that must be a very dynamic company, which it is called a growth corporation. So up to 10%, a corporation twice in a year, a 5% on January and another 5% in July, that's still legitimate. But the moment they say, we will give you a monthly return, you can begin to run away. Even the giant corporations in the US, Europe, Japan do not and cannot give monthly dividends. You don't believe me? Check it out for yourself in Google or anywhere. So that's the number one indicator, monthly dividends. Number two indicator is if the returns are beyond 12%, and especially if it's beyond 12% per month. Several years before, one of my friends, I was also teaching her some introduction on stocks. So she was researching forex, etc. Then she told me, "Hey, kid, look at this, 20% return for investing in gold." I said, what again? 20% return by investing in gold. Per what? Per year? No, per month. And then I was just smiling at her. And then, okay, what else? And then, besides the 20%, um, okay, and then I asked her, how do they get their money? How do they get so much profit? Oh, they buy and sell gold in the gold spot market. Okay, so within 45 seconds, when she said that, those those two information, I told her it's a scam. In fact, she said, anyabang mo naman, anyabang mo naman. How can you spot a scam na ganun kabilis? So I told her, search out any corporation that gives 12 dividends per year. There are none. And secondly, the most dividends they can give per time, and maybe twice a year, is just 5%. Usually it's just 2%. So anything beyond 12 or 15% per annum, automatically that's a scam. Run away.
As simple as that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And you also tell me that we should um, we should be uh, constantly be aware or updated about the business developments
Yeah.
in relation to preventing ourselves from being victimized by scams.
Yes, yes. Actually, not just even scams. Maybe it's not even a scam. Maybe it's you making bad decisions concerning your land, concerning buying a condo, concerning buying a car. Let me give an example. A friend of mine from LaSalle asked me, we bought a condo here in somewhere in Manila. Its going price was 3 million, but we were able to buy it at 1.7 million. So what should we do with it? So I told him, this was 2 years ago. I told him, sell. What? Sell? Yes. Because I am, by the grace of God, I am updated with information concerning the New York Stock Exchange, the Hang Seng in Hong Kong. So not so much, but a little bit updated. I know that markets have been going up and down, the stock markets of the world, for the past 2 years, 2018, 2019, in sometimes very volatile ways. And maybe as the videos were going past earlier, you could see that the prices of whether it's gold, whether it's foreign exchange, they go up and down sometimes in unpredictable ways. So that friend of mine, a friend of ours, I told him, sell it and then keep the money or invest it in another area of one of the four assets where you have confidence in. And he said, I have confidence in real estate. Okay, then maybe you can buy a farm or something else. But I knew, and I am still saying the same today, that if he didn't sell, then it's harder to sell now. You know why? It's easy. There's just so many condominium projects, so many so many units for sale, and those who have gotten units before might not be able to continue paying. So I know that, um, and that's still my advice today. If you have a condo and you don't have too much excess money, sell it now while you can.
I see. And um, how how do you see yourself, let's say, doing this in the let's say in the next 3 years? How
All
do
right.
you
Okay. Actually, right now, I'm an active missionary. I'm here. Well, I might as well plug it. I'm writing a book about what's happening right now concerning investments, concerning the stock markets. And I will inform you. You will be the first to be informed, wrong. So that
Oh,
when
thank
my
you.
book comes out about stock market crashes and ups and downs, etc., then I will inform you. So in the next several years, I'm besides my mission trips, I believe I can sell one or two of my present assets, because before, when the prices were low, I was able to buy a few real estate. If I'm successful in being able to sell at least one of them, then I'll go into the whether forex this time or later into stock markets. The time to learn stock investing is now, but for me, the time to invest in the PSE, Philippine Stock Exchange, is not today. Because, for example, let me give you information. Check it out in Google. Did you know that many of the real estate companies for the past 2 years have gone down 35 to 45%? Their stock value have gone down 35 to 45% in just 2 years. That's big. And this might surprise you. Google in Jollibee stock chart. Since 2018, it has gone down 55% already. Very few people know this because they are not into it so much. But that is an indicator that our nation is probably already in a quiet recession. And unfortunately, with things mingling with the coronavirus and with Taal explosion and a potential Mayon explosion, we don't know what will happen. That affects economic development, the GDP of our nation. So personally, begin to learn about stocks. You can join any of the local brokers, legitimate brokers. But for me, learn it first, and then maybe after 2 years, when the economies of the world, including ours, have calmed down, then maybe you can start bringing your positions or your choices, beginning to make your choices in the stock market.
And Kit, from I am always bothered. I'm always confused. How come Filipinos seem to be not learning
Uh-huh.
they're committing the same mistake all over
Yeah.
again, like these scams. I mean, we hear news of people being scammed by investment scams, and yet the others, they go into it again and become
Yes.
victims.
Again.
How can we break free from, I mean, as a country, as a nation, how, as
Yeah.
individual Filipinos, how do you think we can break free from this cycle of
Yeah. That's a
becoming
good question.
scammed?
And it actually boils down to character, to us, because um, greed may be involved. We want to
Mm.
make big gains immediately, and that is not so wise. In fact, there is a Bible verse, I think in James, it says, "He who wants to profit quickly,
Mhm.
be careful, because you don't even know what will happen tomorrow." Of course, you don't know if we may have an accident, etc. But it's true. We don't even know what will happen tomorrow, and you keep saying, "Tomorrow I will make big 50% gains after 3 months, 5 months." Ah, so the moment we check ourselves and say, "Why am I in such a hurry to make gains?" Then check your own character, your own thoughts. Why am I thinking that way? Perhaps because of the past, maybe yes, but that is one of the indicators that we will be scammed if we're in such a hurry to make money. Another one is we need to be diligent. Masipag tayo dapat. Hindi tayo pwedeng tamad sa mga pag-research ng even konti information. Let me give you one of my experiences. Kaya this was yung my first example ko 2006. Then in 2015, I was again stocks na naman to. I realized na nagbabaksakan ang mga presyo ng gasolina 2014, 2015. Tapos I came up, so I'm talking about sipag, sipag sa pag-research, sipag sa pag-verify ng information. So I saw this article. Maybe in the deep web na siya, medyo deep web na. But nevertheless, sabi doon, the price of oil per barrel came down in a 2.5 year period from $125 per barrel to $25 per barrel by mid-2015. Tapos sabi nung nagsusulat, yung expert, sabi niya, it cannot go much lower than $25 per barrel kasi pag bumaba pa doon, hindi na profitable for the big Caltex or whatever corporations that are mining this oil. So, based on that, so I have to interpret that information. Sabi niya, then I checked, tama, masyadong mababa na ang oil per barrel, 25, naging 24 na nga. So, I look at our local mining, oil and mining companies, and I saw that their prices were also very low. So, one principle in stock investing is buy low, sell high. So, ang baba na niya kasi nga ang baba ng price ng oil. So, I bought two local oil firms, stocks from local oil firms. And again, within the next 4 months or so, nag-gain ako ng 50% na naman. Parang mahilig ako sa 50%. Dalawang 50%. Sabi ko, uy, okay na yan. Pero ito yung greed part eh. What if, sabi ko, hindi, baka mag 75%. At hindi ko muna binenta. You know what happened? When it reached 50%, and it reached my personal target, I sold them both, so I gained some money. Soon after that, bumaba na naman siya ulit. If I became greedy and went after 75%, I would not have gained any, I would have gained very little profit. So, yeah, that's another one. Dapat magsipag tayo sa research. If medyo techy ka, pumasok ko na rin sa mga big data. Kung medyo techy ka. On the other hand, kung gusto mong simple lang, go for companies na hindi siya bagito, pero wag naman yung masyadong tinatawag na blue chip. Kasi ang blue chips are those companies na sobrang lakas, sobrang malaki na capitalization, that their prices are also quite high. For example, Globe, nasa libo na yung price niya. Ayala Corp, nasa libo na yung price niya. So when you buy with your 5,000, 5 shares lang mabibili mo. On the other hand, kung yung company na matibay naman siya, pero hindi pa ganun kataas. Let me give an example. In fact, you might be surprised. Ayala Land Inc. Ang price niya, check it out, nasa 50 pesos lang per share. Can you imagine? Ayala Corp is nasa libo, and yet Ayala Land Inc. 50 pesos lang. There's an opportunity there. So, yan yung mga magsipag tayo, let's not be greedy, and let's not be hasty. Kasi yung pagmamadali, nasisira yung ating decision making. In fact, even colonels and generals, I've heard so many na, or even pastors, maraming na-scam. Kasi nga, ginagamit yung pagiging ano nila, nagtitiwala. Kasi ang Pilipino medyo mapagtiwala eh. That's good. Ang mapagtiwala ay okay, but it must be mixed with sobriety, with estimates, with calculations, and with checking out data.
Oh, okay. So with that note,
Mhm.
friends, we'd like to uh, invite you to participate in this opportunity. This opportunity, these investing opportunities, which are all around us, and uh, and of course, be scam proof, be investment scam proof, like
Mhm.
what our guest with our friend here, Kit Guerrero, is trying to share with us. Okay? So, Kit, any parting words you'd like to share with our viewers?
All right. Let me just share um, my belief in the two P's of investing. Two
Mm-hmm.
P's of
Mm-hmm.
investing. Proverbs, parables.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we usually think, oh, these are all spiritual matters. No. Even when I was still a military officer, I was
Mm-hmm.
able to use many proverbs in order to make sure that my men would not be in danger when we would get into a firefight in Mindanao.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many sayings. For example, when you see trouble ahead, Proverbs says, stay away. Alam mo na lang may nagiinuman sa kanto, doon ka pa rin dadaan. Ibis na umikot ka, di madidelikado ka. So, that's part of my secret. Of course, I have many secrets, but just two. The two P's of investing, proverbs and parables. Ang daming sikreto dyan on business.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Kit, for giving me this opportunity to talk to you on air, live on FB.
Mhm.
And keep up the good work that you're doing,
Thank
yeah,
you, bro.
for the church, for your community, for everyone, all who are connected, and even
Yes.
to all who are listening to us tonight.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
so friends, thank you so much for viewing. Have a good night, everyone. See
Thank you.
you. Okay, all
God
right.
bless. Mhm.
So, friends, that was it. Thank you for tuning in. This is Rom Kumagun signing off.